right, thank you for being there. You're still watching Morning Ride on your Richard station, NTA2. It is now time for us to have a discussion, and today we will be looking at a special group made up of youths who are really doing well in what they have chosen to do and contributing their own quota to national development in a particular sector of our economy, and they are doing great. They are also empowering youths like them alike. They are energetic and they are focused. They represent Liter of Light Nigeria, which is an award-winning organization whose mission is to ensure access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy for all. The organization uses locally sourced materials to teach people how to assemble solar-powered lights, including street lights and solar lanterns. Wow, interesting. It may also interest you more to know that the organization recently completed a project to light the streets of Tomaru. Tomaru is a community here in Lagos. Isn't that awesome? They are all youths. Permit me to say it again. And we have on set here 3 of them, bright and beautiful. Am I wrong to say that? You are beautiful, you are not. Please keep the smiles coming. The first person here to my immediate left is Victor Udeozor, who is the founder of the organization, and Enemona Adaji, who is the project coordinator, and also Bolaji Onalaja, assistant project coordinator, right in the middle there. You're all welcome to
Thank you.
Right this morning. We feel so great and honored each time we send out invitations and know that we have young, reasonable, focused, and resilient youths out there who are doing things and making impact on the society. And in fact, we can see and feel it, not just coming and talking, and at the end of the day, it's another talking head. So kudos to what you are doing. All right, to 1 or 2 persons who really may not know what Liter of Light is all about. We just said you are an award-winning organization. Please break it down to my viewer this morning. Let's begin with you, Victor.
Thank you very much. We're very happy to be here on your show this morning to share what we're doing. Liter of Light's objective is to use locally sourced materials to teach people how to make, solar lanterns and street lights. That's our vision and our passion.
This vision and passion, we just heard that. This vision and passion, where was it born out from? Where is it coming from?
So there are lots of young people doing amazing things all around the world, and I had the opportunity of meeting some of the brightest people at the United Nations Youth Assembly 2 years ago.
Okay.
I met young people like myself doing amazing things from Philippines, Brazil, everywhere. There they demonstrated this technology. Immediately I saw it, I knew that we needed something like that in Nigeria. And then I decided to, initiate that. But of course, it's been a long journey that I could not have done myself without the help of a wonderful team. And that's how we just, got together. They bought into the vision, into the passion as well. And we've worked extremely hard, outside our curricular activity as students. I should say, I'm a PhD student at the university. He's also a PhD student. He's a student at the University of Nottingham in the UK. But we came together with that passion and vision to work on this project. And we've done one last year at Makoko community in Lagos, and we're doing one this year. And it's based on the vision, the passion, and what we've done that we've received an award. We received it's called Black and Minority Engineers Group in the UK. They give us an award for...
Who are all engineers?
Well,
that's what we need to know. Because if it's in line with your passion, what is driving this passion? Because sometimes when we say, well, this is a specialized area, you have to have the basic knowledge probably from what you study or what you are doing at school to be able to know what and what or whatever. So where is this passion? Well, you've given me a bit of your own idea how the passion started. Let us come to you now, Enemona. How did you key into this whole vision?
Okay, so I am doing a PhD in public health and epidemiology.
Okay.
So when I heard about the project and I realized that having such initiative is key in Nigeria, because we the youth, we are like perfect in complaining about the problems of Nigeria, but we do little to kind of solve the problems. So like you said, it has nothing to do with engineering. Public health has nothing to do with engineering, but the technology is so simple and it's open source. So I just knew about it, but I'm no engineer, but I can do it myself. So I saw how easy it was to assemble, and that's why I
was it online, or when you met with him, he talked you into it? How did you see how easy it was?
We met as a group in the UK, and we did like a special, like a training, like I'll say like a crash course, you know, 1 week training, you know, where we put ideas together, and we kind of tailored the technology to suit the Nigerian environment ourselves.
And it worked out fine.
Yes, it worked out fine. So when we came, for the past 2 weeks, we were teaching the youths in Tomorrow, and they themselves put together their own street lights the way they wanted it to be. Because when we designed the technology, we were thinking of using steel poles, but when we went to the island, we saw that, okay, our steel poles is not really in keeping with the environment, and you know, we had to use like bamboo sticks to make it fit into the environment, you know, because that's actually what they wanted. So we built the street lights bottom up, not necessarily what we thought was good for them.
So you worked with what you met on ground.
Yes.
So that's the same for you, Bolaji?
More or less, but mine was a bit different because I do economics in the University of Nottingham, and just entering my final year.
Wow.
All my life I've been tailored towards working towards building Nigeria and building a more sustainable Nigeria. So I've been very interested in renewable energy, increasing the tech in Nigeria. I just want to see Nigeria just grow and catch up more or less with other countries and other places. So when I met Victor and I really found out about, okay, this is what Little of Light does, this is how everything is about, immediately I was caught on, and I said, okay, this is what I really want to do, and impact lives and impact society members, because I feel like as youth, this is what we should be using our time to be doing, impacting lives around Nigeria, and this is what's important to me. So that's why
you're part of this thing. Yes, and you're getting results. You're really so happy to be part of this thing. Don't you think, coming back to you, Victor, there are so many youths out there who have bright ideas like you. Would you say you were just opportune to have people who keyed into your idea and are able to, but if you ask me, I know maybe in terms of funding, you wouldn't have been funding it alone and all of that, you know. How were you able to break even in terms of the challenges, especially of funding, to be able to carry out this assignment to the extent that you won an award and it was successful? How did the success come in terms of funding?
Three big challenges anybody who has initiative, whether it's for profit, not for profit, have is believing in themselves, it's finding others to believe in them, and then the finance for it. It was the same with ourselves, but I think first of all we had the vision, the passion.
Well packaged.
And then we had that focus as well. We knew it was a real problem in Nigeria. I mean, 90 million Nigerians don't have access to light. Some estimates say 60% or 7% of the 180, you can do that, the math. It's over 100 something million Nigerians without light. So for us, it was the passion was there. And then when it came to finance, I think the passion sort of helped us roll through that. We persevered to get the required initial support we needed. I think we were also very lucky in the sense that the University of Nottingham is quite global focused and oriented. They want students to do things beyond the academics, and we had an idea. We spoke to the university, and the university supported us to some extent, and then that allowed us to go on the back of that support to speak to other sponsors who were very happy to buy into that initiative.
There or here in Nigeria?
Here in Nigeria, we have sponsors here in Nigeria that are very passionate. In fact, one of our sponsors said to us that the Little of Light project gave their organization a soul, and that for us was a powerful recognition of what we're doing is beyond us, and we're making tremendous impact in the community and part of nation building that made us start this in the first instance. Okay,
that's interesting. Enemona, as a project coordinator,
what was why Tomorrow? Why Tomorrow community of all the other communities in Lagos and all of that? Yeah. So I think what was important is the fact that we wanted to pass a message across, because when we tell people we are doing the project in Lagos, people would think, Lagos
has it all.
Yes, has it all. So we wanted to point a message across that not every part of Lagos have access to electricity. It's an island in Lagos. They are off-grid, completely cut out, and they don't have any form of electricity. So, there are villages and communities in Lagos that have not seen electricity, and the only form of electricity they know is generators, and anything they consume on the island is brought from the mainland. So that's why we went there, to actually show that there are communities, not to talk of Nigeria as a whole, but even in Lagos, that don't have access to electricity. So that was why we chose the community tomorrow to go there.
Okay. And you're happy you did? Because
yes, because they welcomed us, and aside that, when the project wrapped up, I still get calls from the youths there. The smiles on their faces, the level of fulfillment.
Yes, the smiles will come indeed. But then, Bolaji, somebody too might be, you trust Nigerians now. This, even if it's an iota of doubt, how long will this last? Are you sure this is for real? And sustainable. Let's take Tomorrow as a case study now. Now that is this something that will last a lifetime, or it has to be? You constantly have to improve on it for you to sustain that.
The street lights would last. The technology we've used last 1 to 2 years. Right? Yeah, 1 to 2 years. 2 years. And over the course of those 2 years, obviously, the people we have trained will need to maintain the street lights as well. So we've been speaking closely with them. They've even called. One of them called me the other day and said that we want to build more. That I'll help you guide it. I'm just going to guide them along the way and things like that. They built it themselves with us. We all built it together over these 2 weeks. We are basically staying together every day, probably 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Wow.
So
how long now did this take?
It took about 2 weeks to complete the whole project.
Just 2 weeks, if you ask me. It's not. You know how the problem of lights is, how many years it is in Nigeria, and just took you 2 weeks to complete that?
Into it, and we all built it together. So we believe, and they believe as well. They have the right skills, they have the right documents, they have the right papers, they have the right knowledge now, and they have the right skill sets to be able to say, okay, this thing didn't come on today. Let's bring it down. Let's look at the battery. Let's unscrew the box and let's see what's wrong with it. Maybe it's one of the resistors or the MOSFET in the circuit. Just have a look at it. They have the skills to do that. They were doing it in front of us. So there's no reason why they should not be empowered enough to be able to fix those street lights and maintain it if something does go wrong. The plan is that they expand. We've done 35. And that's not the whole of tomorrow. There are many other villages that the Oba is in control of as well. So the plan is that they use their knowledge and they expand what we've done, continue the job. Don't just install street lights and walk away and say thank you, smile, and after 1 year everything is not working again. They have to challenge themselves. Exactly.
That is very much key, very important. You used one very key word there, training. You didn't just go there to just give it to them.
Exactly.
You involved them. And Victor,
That's right.
So that means you trained the people of that community, you imparted your knowledge into them, and even if you're not there tomorrow, they can as well stand and do that themselves. Am I right?
That's the whole vision we have.
That's a great empowerment,
Oftentimes the conversation about helping people is give them money and walk away. And that's, for us, is not sufficient when dealing with a problem such as lack of energy in Nigeria. People have a lot of skepticism towards solar and renewable sustainable energy. And that is often fueled when you sort of do things, leave, it breaks down, nobody maintains it, and people say it doesn't work.
That is a major problem.
And that's what we wanted to teach people, so they can maintain. And they can do more within their community. And we want to see once people adopt solar energy and indeed other renewable sources of energy to improve their light source in their community.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, from what you have seen on ground, we're still using Tumaru as a case study. Do you think it would be difficult to empower them, or would they be needing much to be empowered so that they can sustain this knowledge they have and the energy now they have? Would they be needing much? Well, after the 1-2 years that you talked about?
We want to see some of the people we've trained, right, go on to do
this. You can see visuals on air.
Yeah,
that's
one of the street lights.
That's one of the street lights. You can see it's made with bamboo because, like my colleague said, that's what the community, that's what's readily available, and that's what we want to teach the community, that indeed you can use what is readily available to illuminate your community. And we hope, and we have some interest amongst those who've trained, that they want to do this. They want to do this as a micro business.
Yes.
That they're able to speak to a few people, raise some funds, and then do some, as their own business. But as a social enterprise, we're trying to build micro social enterprises within communities of dedicated and passionate people who do this to improve their community and also make some income for themselves. Like I said, some people are already interested in this, and we'll continue to support them going forward. Their challenge, of course, is finance, is always the issue. But bringing the community together to do this, teaching their youth, and some other communities wanting us to teach their youth, means that the community is already interested. And we hope that they can also put heads together, get some funds together to sponsor some projects that those we've taught can then do as their micro businesses and get some revenue of it, but ultimately improve their community and even take it beyond their community to other places. It's a big problem.
As you're talking, I'm just thinking, my mind just going around. How many people this would have taken off the streets? This simple project now that you have empowered people. I'm just thinking of the people you would have taken off the streets. Those who probably would have been armed robbers. Name them. All the social vices you can think of in this world.
I mean, it's absolutely right. Sometimes people engage in certain activities because of lack of job, and part of what we're doing is
mind they say.
Give them skill, they do something more useful. But beyond just starting a business immediately, we're also inspiring people. I mean, we talked some young girls, didn't we?
Yeah.
And some young boys, right? Who may not do this immediately, but at least they are inspired to maybe pursue a degree in STEM, either science, technology, or engineering, or whatever it is, and maybe go on to do something in engineering, or maybe get further education. But they're inspired. So the impact is not just immediate self-employment, though that's part of it. It's also the inspiration to go on to into something interesting in science and engineering, mathematics. The young girls we taught, some of them are in GS1.
Young girls, how many of these young girls have you been able to win over? They want to go study engineering. Well, we have them, but sometimes it takes a whole lot of conviction.
More of them are getting in. I mean, more young girls are getting involved. There was one we took particular interest in. She was very enthusiastic to learn this. She's still in GS1.
Wow.
But she's very interested, fixing everything. And I won't believe that she was inspired and motivated through this project, and that can subsist and continue, and push her to go into science when she gets SS1. And you never know, she could maybe be one of the engineers that will get a satellite to space and maintain it.
That Say that again. Now, looking at this, let's just think into the future, the long run. How do you see this project of yours illuminating the whole of Nigeria? You know what? Is that the possible feat?
Our vision, right, is to reach 5 million people over the next 5 years, directly or indirectly through what we do. We've done 2 projects. We have interest from a couple of organizations within Nigeria. What they're looking to do, what the organizations are looking to do here in Nigeria is to work with us as their CSR projects, corporate social responsibility projects. We want to do this in many communities across Nigeria. From we started in Lagos, one doing Southeast, one doing the East, one do even in Northeast, if in all things being equal, with necessary arrangement in terms of security, everywhere that we can. But of course, we need support of organizations, more sponsorship and partnerships to help us achieve this great vision and passion that we have, and inspire as many people, young men, young women as possible.
How interesting. So, Enemona, which community is next after tomorrow?
Well, we are getting lots of interest from all over Nigeria because we are on social media and everything we do is online. So people are seeing, and a lot of them are saying, come to my community, we need this, come to my community, we need this. But at the end of the day, we would see where our resources can take us, and we will decide which community is next. But at the moment, we just finished this project last week.
And it was a huge success.
Yes, it was a huge success. So we thank God that in 2 weeks everything went according to plan, and we finished on a very, very high note. So I think it's too early to start picking what community next, but probably not in Lagos, but somewhere else across the country, because like he said, the vision is to actually go across Nigeria, to actually empower them and let them know that, you know, solar is not as complicated as they think, or, you know, the general consensus in Nigeria is solar does not really work, and that's because of the, you know, substandard materials that are oftentimes imported into the country. So we are trying to like change the narrative and build like the movement from the grassroots, bottom up.
Oh, that's interesting. We wish you all the best. And then, Bolaji, I'm so sure it's a vision you would want to go with the whole huddle.
Yes.
Well, at the point in time, you want to deviate to focus on what you really are doing, studying, and all of that.
I wouldn't say so.
I'd
say this and just renewable energy and energy in general is my passion. I don't believe that you necessarily have to go into exactly what you study.
Okay, to be able to make impact.
To make impact in people's lives. Like what I'm studying now is amazing and it has taught me a lot.
A lot.
So, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to end up.
All right, that's but aside the practical thing, aside going to light up communities and all of that, do you have talks? Do you have symposia where you bring people, youths alike, and you educate them on this, or it's just a practical thing you go on? Do you have people who you kind of mentor? Let's use that word.
Well, currently, because we're not based locally, the people we mentor is during our project. So part of what we do within the 2 weeks is we have a day where we will have a bit of mentoring opportunity for people. We tell them how to use these skills to improve their lives. But that's certainly something that we can begin to think of as we grow as a group, as an organization, to inspire more people and maybe have opportunity to teach more and reach other people.
Also,
you want to say something?
Also indirectly, you can say that we do mentor because I still speak to the people from tomorrow. You still speak to the people. You understand? They still call us. They still reach out to us, text us. You know, how are you doing? They'll call me Uncle PG.
So on that platform, you chip in on a few things, telling them to be focused and all of that, and then you know. Wow, we wish you all the best and hope that you do not look back on what you do. Who knows what will happen in the next 2 years coming from you guys. More, how do they put it? More grease to your elbows or more? Thank you so very much, Victor Udeozor, who's the founder of Liter of Light Nigeria, Enemona, Adaji, the project coordinator, and Bolaji Onalaja. Right? You are the assistant project coordinator. Please, God will continue to see you through and protect you while you carry out this laudable vision of yours.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, you heard it from them all there. With them all the best. It is still morning, guys. It's now time for us to go on our health page. And today, it's all ready for us. We'll be right back.